Hey guys, welcome back. Now in the internal review of the Echo 1 Platinum Edition M4, I asked you guys what upgrades you would throw in the gun. So I've taken all that information to heart, and I've got a kind of a phase of upgrades we're going to do today. It's only a handful of parts. So we've got the Echo 1 Platinum Edition M4 here. Got a few parts, let's check them out, and I'm going to throw those in the gun. Now after reading over all your lists, most of them actually called for a full steel tooth piston. I don't like to use those too much, I have had a lot of those break on me, so I went with the Modify Ultra piston. This guy has 7 metal teeth, it's pretty light, and I'm going to Swiss cheese this before I throw it in the gun. Next up, 90% of your lists actually wanted a metal cylinder head. So today we have the Modify aluminum cylinder head for the version 2 gearbox. Now although the Echo 1 Platinum Edition M4 already has 8mm steel bushings in it, going to be installing the Modify ceramic 8mm bearings. It should be a lot smoother. Now you're probably wondering what this last little upgrade is. This is a sorbothane pad. You can get this online at most online retailers, or you can actually order the sheet and cut it yourself. I got this online. It's 50D sorbothane 1/8 inch. It's very inexpensive for a sheet of this, and it's actually very easy to cut. First, let's go ahead and remove the bushings. They are slightly glued into place, it looks like. There is some kind of resin around them. So I recommend taking a punch and a hammer and just lightly tapping them out. Don't hit them too hard, you don't want to destroy them, but you want to keep them intact and just hit them lightly. Now with our new ceramic bearings, you will have to lightly tap these in. They should slide just about into place, but you will need to use a tap and a hammer just to get them in there. Lightly tap them, do not pound the heck out of them because you can damage these bearings. Also make sure they are even on all sides, you don't want excessive pressure on one side of the axle. Keep in mind that when you are punching out the bushings on the left side of the gearbox shell, you will need to remove the selector plate, cutoff lever, and the mechanical safety to punch out these bushings. Now, I just want to give you guys an idea of how smooth these bearings actually are, so let's give this gear a light tap. Now that is what I call incredibly smooth. Alright, I've got the gearbox shimmed right now. I've got the new bearings in here. Let's go ahead and see how smooth everything is with the gears installed. Alright, next up we have our Modify Ultra piston, 7 metal teeth. The second to last tooth is not removed, so correcting the angle of engagement I will have to probably remove that. I'm going to go ahead and take my power drill and Swiss cheese this guy, and then we'll get everything else installed. Now I will have to install my piston head real quick before I can correct my AOE. I always like to put a little bit of Loctite on the piston head screw so that it'll stay in place really well. Now I do really like that the cylinder head has 2 O-rings. It gives this a really snug fit in the cylinder, very satisfied with that. So let's check the compression. Still getting really good compression out of this. Alright, so the angle of engagement right now is really not that great. You can tell it's just gonna almost hit that second tooth there, and that engagement on the back tooth there really isn't that great. So I'm gonna go ahead and shave down the second to last tooth there, install that sorbo pad, and see what the angle looks like. Alright, I went ahead and shaved down the second to last tooth there. Now I've got the sorbo pad just sitting in there. I have not glued it in yet. The angle of engagement looks pretty good. But we're still hitting that third tooth there, so I'm going to shave down that a little bit until it's not hitting there. It doesn't need to be completely removed, just maybe half shaved down or so. Alright, with the third tooth shaved down about halfway there, you can see the sector no longer hits that tooth. It's got a little bit of clearance room too, it's not on the edge or anything. So the AOE looks good, the sorbo pad's in there. I'm going to go ahead and glue the sorbo pad in. Alright, so you guys that don't know what sorbothane is, it's basically a rubber-like material that absorbs vibration. So putting this on your cylinder head is going to dramatically decrease the risk of actually fracturing your gearbox shell. It can make your gun a little bit quieter as well. I'm just going to make a quick note that the Modify piston, I did have a little bit of trouble getting that in there. The rails on the inside of the gearbox for the piston are actually a little bit thicker than I expected. A little bit, they pushed too far onto the piston. So I actually had to take a metal file and Dremel quite a bit of plastic off of the piston rails for the fit. It took a little bit, but I got it to work pretty well. So I've got the whole thing assembled now. Let's go ahead and give it a quick test. Alright, here we go on a 7.4 LiPo. That is actually significantly quieter and honestly quite a bit smoother. Alright, let's go ahead and test the speed real quick, see if it's changed at all. Alright, that was phase 1 of all the upgrades. Might just throw some things in there later for a phase 2. So, if you guys want to check this gun out, or even try it out, come out to the jungle tomorrow, March 1st. It's in Marysville, Washington. I'd be very happy to let you guys try this out for a little bit, put some rounds through it, do some target shooting, whatever you want. I'm going to be running this gun out there tomorrow, this and one other gun. So come by, check it out. By all means, test it out. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Prodigy from Kilo23. Take it easy.